Very, very warm welcome back to the channel, everybody, and here I am on my second shift of the week. Going steady at the moment. Yesterday was, I had 2 runs, but I got finished at about 9:45, so it was a 12-hour. Hope your week is going well, by the way, and I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for subscribing to the channel still and still following me on my journey and looking at my perspective as a trucker and a golfer through my eyes and things that go off in my life. There's a lot going off. There's a lot going off in everybody's life at the moment. I totally understand that. But what I wanted to talk about more than anything, obviously my primary job is a trucker. I've been a trucker for, crikey, I passed my test in '93, so well over 30 years of experience behind me, towing all kinds of rubbish, from track vehicles to pasta, which is quite bizarre. But yeah, I wanted to talk, primarily about my role as a trucker, and they do reckon that the job as a trucker is probably one of the top 10 most stressful jobs in the world. Personally, myself, I mean, I spent 23 years in the military, and I've been through some pretty stressful situations with the military. I did 2 tours of Iraq. I did 4 years in Northern Ireland. So even when riots were going off, things got quite intense in the operational theatre that I was in when I was in Iraq, and the same in Northern Ireland as well. So it was quite stressful over there. But as a trucker, you've just got, it's just you and the truck. That is it, and your load and the destination that you're going to. Now there's multiple trailers that you can use. I'm talking primarily Class 1 HGV Class 1. Class A in America, which is very similar. They have double trains, triple trains. Ridiculous vehicles over there in America, because obviously it's vast distances. They can do that, but we can't do that over here. We don't have any double trains. We only have a wagon and drag. That's about it, I think. We don't have 40 footers with another 40 footer on the end. It's just not viable in the UK. We haven't got the roads for it. However, we do get exceptional loads. Sometimes we get wide loads, we get lengthened loads. There is different variations of loads that we do get. So all I wanted to talk about was the dangers of trucking. It is actually, I don't class it as a stressful job, but I do class it as a dangerous job. There is quite a lot of dangers that you can associate with trucking itself, because at the end of the day you're dealing with a mechanical piece of equipment, and you're dealing with a trailer that's can be loaded with anything up to 24 ton of goods on a normal flatbed curtain sider trailer. But obviously there's a lot heavier loads that you can carry on trailers, a lot heavier. So yeah, there is a lot of dangers when associated with trucking, and hence why that we have to wear safety equipment as well. We wear steel toe cap boots, high vis vests, and sometimes we have to wear helmets as well. The only time that we ever wear a helmet in the job that I'm doing is if I'm collecting pallets, because if you've been to a delivery place or collection place where they've got pallets, there's a risk of them falling, and they could fall on you and crush you. So helmet's not going to do much good. If a pile of 40 odd pallets fall on top of you, they're just going to crush you to death. But obviously they've got to have the safety. You've got to have the safety equipment there. It's the only kind of equipment that you can get, or PPE wise, for doing that kind of job. If you're doing other things other than delivering dry goods or whatever, and the amount of goods that are transported on the roads nowadays are vast. It's everything that you can think of, from compressed gas to liquids to every dangerous substance you can think about, is transported by road. Horses, animals, you name it, it's transported on roads, and they all bring their different kind of dangers. Now, when you're dealing with any kind of chemicals, especially in bulk tankers and stuff like that, you've got to be careful. You've got to be very, very careful, and especially with petroleum as well. You've got to be extra careful with that, because there's a chance it can explode and cause untold damage. And the same with explosives as well. We used to transport a lot of explosives within the military, so a hell of a lot of safety had to be incorporated into that job, and to delivering that kind of substance. Bullets and bombs, we used to call it, transporting bullets and bombs, and obviously you've got within that category, you've got radioactives as well. You can totally understand why this job can be quite stressful. And like I said before, I don't find it stressful at all. The only time I find it stressful is other road users on the road that can be quite obnoxious, to say the least. They don't understand the specifics of a class 1 and the way it works and the way it operates. So yeah, there's a lot of dangers out there, and not just on the road as well. Within the yard, we get what's called slow manoeuvring accidents or near misses and stuff like that, where the vehicle's reversing. There's a lot of blind spots on the vehicle when you're reversing, and if somebody's walking by that doesn't hear or that doesn't see the trailer that's reversing, there's a chance that they can get crushed. We also have what's called a rollaway as well. There's a possibility you can get a rollaway. I've seen it myself. I've seen it with guys when they've gone on the catwalk and they forgot to put the handbrake on, and the whole lot is just moving. And it happened, I think I was down in Southampton at Lidl or something like that, and another truck was trying to pass, and he was on the bait and just smashed into the side of it, and he was on the driver was on the catwalk, and he hadn't even applied the handbrake. So there's a mistake there. There's an accident. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. Like I say, there's a lot of other dangers as well. There was a guy who was here actually. He was only doing up the buckles of the curtain, and one of the buckles sprung back so hard it took the end of his finger off. So there's things like that happen. Another occasion that I remember, and this was while I was in the military, and we used to use the old ropes, sheeting and ropes, doing the trucker's knot. One of the guy, he used to be one of the instructors within the driving school, pulled the knot so tight he actually used leverage with his foot on the trailer, and it snapped. The rope snapped, and he fell back and split his head open like a coconut, and he died instantly. So there's a plethora of accidents that could happen whilst driving class 1, and I'm only scratching the surface. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. If you know of any other instances that have occurred in your life as a trucker, or that you know of somebody that some of this has happened to, then please drop me a comment and let me know. I'll try and upload a few videos actually. I've seen quite a few that are absolutely horrendous, and I see it on the roads as well. I see the amount of accidents, I see the amount of crashes, I see the amount of burnt out cabs. It's terrible, but it's human error at the end of the day, and that's all they can put it down to. Obviously some of it is mechanical as well. There is mechanical fault there as well, but 9 times out of 10 it's human error. So yeah, I'll try and upload a few videos you can judge for yourself. So right, I've got another frigging 2 runs again tonight, which I'm really pissed off about, but Salavies the same Peckham. That's me. I'm going to find my trailer, so I'm going to bugger off. Right, drive safe, look after yourself, watch out for those lunatics, because we know they're all over the place. Like, subscribe, please drop me a comment on anything that I've covered tonight, especially with safety and owning an HGV Class 1 and being in the job as a Class 1 driver. Let us know if you've had any accidents in the past. I'd love to hear it. Cheers guys, and I'll see you for my 3rd shift tomorrow. Take care.